So hey guys, what's up? In this video we are going to learn about the judicial reforms and other reforms undertaken by Lord Cornwallis. So without further ado, let's get started. Guys, we find that before Lord Cornwallis there was another Governor General which was present in India. He was called Lord Warren Hastings, and he had also undertaken a lot of reforms in the judicial as well as the other administration of the three presidency towns, the Kolkata, Bombay and Madras. But after his departure, after Warren Hastings, Lord Cornwallis came, and Lord Cornwallis undertook various reforms, and these reforms they took place in three phases. The first phase was 1787, the second phase 1790, and the third and the final phase in which the reforms took place, it was the 1793. So first we will look at what were the reforms which took place in the judicial plan of 1787. So Lord Cornwallis, he combined the revenue as well as the judicial administration under one authority, and that one authority was called the collector. Also, the number of districts. Lord Warren Hastings had divided the entire territory of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha into 32 districts, but Lord Cornwallis decided to decrease the number of districts from 32 to 23. Also, in each district, revenue cases were handled by English collector, and he was given a court called Mal Adalat or Mal Adalat. And the appeals from this court, Mal Adalat or Mal Adalat, they lay to the Board of Revenue. And also, if the person who was not satisfied with the decision of the Board of Revenue, he could also appeal to the Governor and General's Council. Remember guys, this was only done for the revenue cases. The English collector was also the judge of MDA, that is Mufuzal Diwani Adalat, and he also handled the civil cases. Remember guys, the English collector not only decided the revenue cases but also decided the civil cases, and he was the judge of the Mufuzal Diwani Adalat or MDA, and the appeals from MDA they lay to the SDA, that is Sadar Diwani Adalat, if the matter of the civil case it was of more than 1000 rupees, and if the person he was not satisfied with the decision of the Sadar Diwani Adalat, and if the matter of the case was more than 5000 rupees, then the person could also appeal to the King's Council. The collector was also given the title of the magistrate of the district. This plan also laid the foundation of the office of registrar. This registrar was the subordinate of the collector, and he could handle the civil cases up to rupees 200. The second plan, which I have already told you, came in 1790. Now let us look at what were the provisions of the second plan. This plan mainly focused on the reformation of the criminal justice system. As we have seen in the plan of 1787, we can find that there was not much reformation which was taken in the criminal justice system. But in this plan, we find that the major focus of the 1790s plan was on the criminal justice system. Now let us look at what were the reforms which were taken under this. So it led to the reforms in the Mohammedan law. As you already know, due to the Mughal rule in India, the majority of the criminal justice system it was based on Mohammedan law, and Mohammedan law it had many defects or shortcomings, and Lord Cornwallis decided that he should contribute and reduce the shortcomings and reform the Mohammedan laws. For example, in the cases relating to murder, the intention of the accused rather than the manner or instrument used was given more importance, thus paving way for mens rea over actus reus. Also, there were changes made in the law of evidence. In this, discriminatory provisions regarding the gender or religion of a person was removed, and now everyone was treated equal. Remember guys, in the plan of 1790, the Mufuzal Faujdari Adalat was abolished, and in its place, three different distinct types of courts were established. What were these courts? The first one is the Court of District Magistrate. As I have already told you that the collector was also given the title of the magistrate of the district. So collector of every district was called the district magistrate, and he could try petty cases in which the punishment it did not go beyond 15 days of imprisonment. So if there was a crime for which the punishment was, let's say, imprisonment for 1 week, that is 7 days. So this case could be tried in the court of district magistrate. The collector, he could also conduct initial inquiry in cases like theft, murder or other offences. And the collector, he had jurisdiction over Indians as well as Europeans, but these Europeans, they did not include the Britishers. There was the second court which was established called Court of Circuit. As you know, Warren Hastings divided the whole territory of Bengal, Bihar, Odisha into 4 divisions, and the headquarters of those 4 divisions were Patna, Calcutta, Murshidabad and Dhaka. And this Court of Circuit was established in each division. It consisted of 2 English judges, and to help them with the native and customary laws, muftis, qazis and pandits, they helped these 2 English officers. They tried offences of a little bit serious nature. They also gave capital punishment, and they undertook capital cases, and those punishable with imprisonment for life were sent to Sadar Nizamat Adalat for their final decision. Now the third court which was established was the Sadar Nizamat Adalat. In the Sadar Nizamat Adalat, we find that the Nawab, he was divested of all the powers. The Nawab's powers regarding this Sadar Nizamat Adalat, they were all taken away and they were provided to the Governor General and Council. The seat of Sadar Nizamat Adalat, it was changed from Murshidabad to Calcutta. And as I've already told you that the powers of this Sadar Nizamat Adalat were given to Governor General and Council, and thus they became the judges of this court. And this court sat only once a week. Now let's look at what were the changes made in the third plan of 1793. This plan is little bit longer in length, so it will be better if you pay more attention to this plan. This plan marked the separation of executive as well as judiciary. So what they did was, they decided to take away the power of the English collector to decide over the civil cases as well as the revenue cases. Now the English collector only had the power to collect the revenue, and he could not decide over the civil cases as well as the revenue cases. And now these powers to decide over the civil as well as revenue cases, it was given to the Mafuzal Diwani Adalat or MDA. The Mal Adalat or Mal Adalat, it was also abolished. The appeals from MDA, they lay to the Board of Revenue, and if not satisfied with the Board of Revenue, the cases or the appeal lay to the Governor and General's Council. Remember guys, this was only for the revenue cases. This plan also reorganized the Mafuzal Diwani Adalat. Mafuzal Diwani Adalat was established in all districts, and now the judge of this MDA was to be an English servant, but that English servant was not an English collector. Now a judge was to be servant of the company and not collector, and he was to decide all civil as well as revenue cases. For civil cases, appeals from MDA, the appeals went to Provincial Court of Appeal, and from there, if the matter was above ₹1,000, the appeal lay to the Sadar Diwani Adalat, and still if the matter was above ₹5,000 and the person was not satisfied with the decision of Sadar Diwani Adalat, the appeal lay to the King's Council. The Provincial Court of Appeal was created in 4 divisions. I have already told you what the 4 divisions were, and each was headed by 3 judges. The next provision of this plan of 1793 was the creation of subordinate courts. First court which was created was the Munsif's Court. In each district, a Sadar Amin as well as a commissioner was appointed, and they composed a Munsif's Court. In this, the commissioner was senior of the Amin, as well as they could handle the cases up to ₹50 only. And who were appointed as the Sadar Amins or commissioners? The landlords or the farmers of that particular district, they were appointed. And Indians also could be appointed as the judges of Munsif's Court. The second court which was established was the Registrar's Court. This Registrar's Court, it was to function under the Mafuzal Diwani Adalat, and only English servants could become the judges of this Registrar's Court, and it handled the cases up to ₹200. This plan also marked the abolition of the court fees, which was required for hearing cases. Now let us look at how the reforms were taken place in the criminal justice. The magisterial powers of the collectors were transferred to the MDA. I have already told you that now most of the powers of the collector were taken away from him and they were given to MDA. Now the MDA could decide petty criminal cases where the imprisonment was up to 15 days. It also led to the merger of two courts, the Court of Appeal and Circuit, and it led to the formation of the court which was called the Court of Appeal and Circuit, and it was headed by 3 English judges. The native law officers, they were appointed by the Governor and General's Council in the MDA, SDA, SNA, etc. This plan also laid the foundation for the legal services. And now, if a person wanted to join the legal service, he had to get a license after fulfilling certain conditions. And this license was provided by the SDA, that is Sadar Diwani Adalat. And the people who were into the legal service were called Vakils. This plan also laid the foundation for making laws and regulations. There was to be uniformity in the laws, and every law should contain a preamble which stated the objective as well as the reasons for passing of the law. And if there was to be an amendment into the law, that amendment should be, if there was to be an amendment in the law, then there has to be a reason which was to be provided for that amendment. And each law which was to be passed, it had to have sections as well as subsections. This plan also led to the foundation of the permanent settlement system of land revenue. In this, the zamindars, they were given the title of the ownership of the land, and in return, these zamindars, they had to pay 9/10 of their revenue which was collected from the peasants who worked on the land, and it was to be given to the British officers. So only 1/10 of the revenue was to be kept by the zamindar, and the rest 9/10 portion was to be given to the British government. And Lord Cornwallis also undertook reforms in the police system. Each district was divided into 20-mile police jurisdiction, and a daroga was also appointed. This daroga was to maintain law and order in the society in the particular district, and he was to function under the kotwal. This plan helped to reduce the crimes. So guys, that was it with the reforms which were brought by Lord Cornwallis. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will also provide the link of this particular blog in the description box below. Go ahead and check out the blog. This will help you to keep the notes at handy, which will help you in revision. So guys, with that, I end the video. Thank you. This plan.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.